The National Visa Center, NVC. That agency is a source of tremendous frustration for people that are going through the visa petition process. You're frustrated, the NVC is not doing its job, they're not following up with you, the case just seems stuck. What do you do? How do you deal with the NVC to get things moving? That's what I'm going to talk about today in this video. Hi, my name is Josh Goldstein, and I'm an immigration lawyer in Los Angeles, California. I help people across the country and around the world get unstuck so they can be together with their loved ones. I help people overcome immigration obstacles that are standing in the way so families and loved ones can be together. A lot of the videos that I make are about delays that happen after a consular interview. That's called administrative processing, or 221G. Those are just fancy words that mean delays that happened after you've completed your interview. But what if you have a delay that happens before you get to an interview? What if you file a visa petition with USCIS and then it goes to the National Visa Center? What if it just gets stuck at the National Visa Center? For example, I have a client. The client filed a fiance petition for his fiance. The case got approved by USCIS, was sent to the National Visa Center, and then bupkis. Nothing happened, it was stuck. And the National Visa Center came back and said, oh, well, we're not processing K-1 visas right now because of the proclamation. That's just nonsense. There's no proclamation against K-1 visas. There's no reason why a K-1 visa couldn't get processed. It's not just happening for K-1 visas. The National Visa Center is dragging its feet and not doing its job in a whole range of cases. They're taking longer to process things. They're not processing cases. The problems go up and down the line. I think a lot of it has to do with incompetence. The Trump administration, there have been massive layoffs at the National Visa Center, and the layoffs mean they have less staff and they're less capable of processing cases. The other thing to keep in mind is that President Trump, he hates immigrants. He hates immigration, and he would be very happy if nobody ever got a visa again. And the National Visa Center and the State Department are run by people who have the same anti-immigration sentiment as he does. Now we have an election coming up. Perhaps Trump won't be the president down the road, but nevertheless, the delays that we see right now are probably because of incompetence or an anti-immigration agenda on behalf of the agency. The question that I asked initially, what do you do about a delay that's occurring at the National Visa Center or maybe at USCIS? And the answer is the same answer I give for delays that happen at other stages in the process. And that is this: you file a lawsuit. If the NVC is not processing your case, you sue them. It's called a mandamus lawsuit. And the gist of the lawsuit is that these agencies have a mandatory legal obligation. By law, they're required to do this. They must make a decision within a reasonable period of time. They have to take action within a reasonable period of time. They can't just wait for 20 years on a visa petition. They have to make a decision within a reasonable period of time. Now people say, well, Josh, what is a reasonable period of time? Reasonable people can differ and disagree as to what a reasonable period of time is. I use a basic rule of 1 year. That's for immigrant petitions or K-1 visa petitions. If you file a K-1 petition or an I-130 or some kind of a family-based visa petition, I-730 is another example, and that visa petition doesn't result in the issuance of a visa or the denial within 1 year, if you don't get a final decision within a year, that's not reasonable. File your I-130, I-730, or I-129F. You file your visa petition and 1 year has passed and you haven't gotten a final decision, then you can file a mandamus lawsuit. And a lot of times the cases are still stuck at the National Visa Center. If the case is still stuck at the National Visa Center and 1 year has gone by since you filed it, we can sue them. Once we sue them, things will start to move. Suddenly, the National Visa Center is going to request the documents that it needs, it's going to review them, and get the case moving along. That's the way it works. If your case is stuck at the National Visa Center, you still have a right to a decision within a reasonable period of time. Our rough estimate is 1 year. If you waited a year and you're still at the NVC, then we can do the mandamus lawsuit. If you want to know more about it or you have questions, just contact me and we can help you out.